Chapter 1. When Abby drove onto the campus of Emory University with her parents, her eyes widened in wonder. With tall stately buildings, lush mature trees, and broad open courtyards, it seemed a world away from her boring suburban subdivision on the outskirts of Chicago. As she watched the young students strolling across the grounds, her heart skipped a beat, realizing this would be her first time living away from her parents. Homeschooled since she was a child, she'd chosen Emory partly because of its Christian Methodist roots, but also because it was far enough away for her to stretch her legs and gain a degree of newfound independence. As much as she'd enjoyed being spoiled as an only child, she was eager to experience the world outside her cloistered home life. When the car pulled up in front of the Alpha Sigma Chi sorority house, she peered through her window at the large Victorian mansion. A group of girls wearing cut-off jeans were sitting together on the front steps, and when Abby opened her side door, the heavy Georgia humidity hit her like a ton of bricks. "Wow," she said, pulling her light cashmere sweater away from her sweaty skin. "It looks like I've overdressed." Abby's father got out of the other side of the car, circling around to the trunk to remove Abby's heavy travel bag. "I'm not so sure about that," he said, wrinkling his forehead at the scantily clad girls lounging on the steps. "I think you're dressed just fine for the occasion. Remember your upbringing. Just because you're leaving home doesn't mean you have to lower your moral standards." "Yes, Daddy," Abby huffed, pulling her laptop bag out of the trunk. "Let the poor girl breathe, Frank," Abby's mother said, glaring at her father with a disapproving stare. "She's just stepped foot on the campus, and you're already trying to smother her with your rules and expectations." "Humph," Frank grunted as he limped toward the front steps carrying the heavy bag. "Is this the Alpha Sigma Chi sorority house?" he said, pausing in front of the group of women. "It's pretty hard to miss," one of the girls nodded, pointing up to the stylized symbols emblazoned over the eavesdrop at the top of the house. "It's all Greek to me," Frank muttered, shaking his head. "This is our daughter Abby's first week on campus," Abby's mother said, stepping forward. "Can you point us toward her room?" "Ah, yes, Abby," the girl said, rising up and walking down the steps while she peered at Abby's tight sweater hugging her curvy figure. "My name's Taylor, and I'm the chapter president. If you follow me, I'll be happy to show you the way." As Abby and her parents followed Taylor up the steps, Abby's pupils swelled staring at Taylor's tight round ass barely concealed under her cut-off shorts. Everybody else in the house seemed similarly dressed, wearing either flip-flops or bare feet on the hardwood floor, skipping from one room to the next while chatting noisily with their roommates. As much as Abby had been looking forward to meeting boys on campus, her summer fling with the next-door neighbor Jade had opened her eyes to the pleasures of lesbian sex. By the time they got to her room, her tight jeans were already soaked in the crotch. "You can drop your bags here," Taylor said, pointing into an open room with a bunk bed and two small desks. "Your roommate hasn't arrived yet, so you get your choice of the top or bottom bunk. I'll come around a little later to set you up with the..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?